There's a new lawsuit tonight in that bombshell Hollywood scandal. Justin Baldoni, director and co-star of the hit movie It Ends With Us, is being sued for defamation and breach of contract. It comes just days after his co-star Blake Lively accused him of sexual harassment and a smear campaign. Baldoni denying the allegations. Now Hollywood A-listers are taking sides. Here's Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman.
Tonight, that new lawsuit in the scandal rocking Hollywood. Just days after actress Blake Lively filed an 80-page complaint against her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and a retaliatory smear campaign, the actor is facing more backlash.
I thought we were friends.
We are friends.
Baldoni's former publicist, Stephanie Jones, is now also filing a lawsuit against the actor and two of her own former employees. Jones alleging they sprang into action scheming to bury and destroy co-star Blake Lively to protect Baldoni. Their plan was covert, deliberately concealed from Jones. Lively, in her own complaint, alleges that Baldoni and a producer showed her new videos, discussed sexual conquests, and criticized her body and weight. And tonight, Lively's co-star showing their support for the actress. Jenny Slate, who plays Lively's best friend in the film, telling Today.com what has been revealed about the attack on Blake is terribly dark, disturbing, and wholly threatening. I commend my friend, I admire her bravery, and I stand by her side. And Brandon Sklenar encouraging his followers to read Lively's complaint, writing, "This film is meant to inspire. It is not meant to once again make the women the bad guy." And to this mass of lawsuits, Andrew, you can now add another one. The attorney for Baldoni and the crisis PR team that's accused of, quote, trying to bury Blake Lively. They are alleging that confidential information was used against them and that anyone involved in that will be, quote, sued into oblivion. Andrew.
All right, Matt Gutman, thank you. We want to get a legal perspective on all of this, and for that, let's bring in Dave Aronberg, state attorney from Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave, as we just heard, this is now escalated with a former publicist of Justin Baldoni filing a lawsuit alleging breach of contract. So what's the latest?
Andrew, good to be with you. You know, it's a preemptive strike by the publicist, Stephanie Jones. She wants to get out in front of the story. And it is interesting because she was she's like the only person involved in this whole matter who was not sued by Blake Lively. And that leads people to believe that she was involved in getting those very damaging messages from her team over to Blake Lively. And so there's a lot of infighting here, a lot of maneuvering, and this to me is a preemptive strike, but it does look like there's some connection between Stephanie Jones and the Blake Lively team. And so now she's suing the people who also are being sued by Blake Lively.
And another big question in all of this is, how did Lively's team obtain those text message exchanges?
Right. And that's why I think that they came from Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Jones does not deny it. She just says that she complied with a subpoena. Now, in California, you can issue a pre-litigation civil subpoena, which is unusual. This is not law enforcement, not a criminal action. It's a civil action. But to gain information to determine whether a lawsuit should go forward, you're allowed in some circumstances to send a subpoena. But what's interesting is that Stephanie Jones seemed to quickly respond to the subpoena and gave it all up without going to court to try to block it. And it looks like she didn't go tell the individuals who used to work for her that she was giving up the information to Blake Lively's people. And then they all got sued except for Stephanie Jones.
And with that all said, will it be admissible if this goes to court, and is this likely to get to court?
I think it's unlikely for there to be a trial. Now, this is not a lawsuit yet. This is an administrative action that's a precursor to a lawsuit in California. I do think that this thing will lead to a lawsuit, but I think it will settle before it goes to trial. And as far as whether these messages would be admissible, yes, because they apparently were lawfully obtained either through a subpoena or because Stephanie Jones owned these messages because she owned the phones. She was the boss and had lawful right to them, and then she gave them over to the plaintiff here. So yes, this thing would be a very damaging thing if it goes to trial. That's why I don't think it'll go to trial. It's in everyone's interest to keep this out of the public's eye.
And Dave, these lawsuits expose a number of claims about coordinated smear campaigns on behalf of Mr. Baldoni. Crisis PR executive Melissa Nathan allegedly texting a publicist working with Baldoni, quote, "You know we can bury anyone." And Lively's lawsuit alleges Nathan was working to reinforce negative stories about Blake Lively. Is any of this illegal?
It is not illegal, Andrew, to criticize your enemies. It's not illegal to put out a PR campaign to promote yourself, and even to trash people you don't like, as long as it's factual, as long as it's not defamation. And there's no defamation claim here from Blake Lively. But what is improper is if you retaliate against someone who files a claim for sexual harassment. And that's what Blake Lively did. She filed a claim for sexual harassment. She's saying that these other folks retaliated against her, that Baldoni and his team retaliated. That would be a no-no, even if what they said was accurate.
All right, Dave Aronberg, state attorney from Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave, we thank you for your time.
Thank you.